So this is just the same writing that you can read on the lesson. We're talking about, we have the equation y equals a times b to the x, and it's usually pretty easy. A is our starting value, b is our growth factor, and x is the amount of times I need to multiply by that growth factor. But sometimes it takes a little more thought than that. So let's look at, for instance, if you start with 1 of something and then it doubles every minute. Start with 1, I have to double, so times 2 every minute. There we go. You want to know its value after 1 hour. The problem here is I can see 1 hour. Okay, so if x is my time, should I just do 1 times 2 to the first, which is 2? Of course not, because we know it doubles every minute. And this is 1 hour. So these are different. We have to consider that. This should, of course, be 1 times 2 to the 60, which is an incredibly big number. But you understand what I'm getting at here. We can't always just take this number and throw it in. We need to think a little more deeply than that. So for example, suppose there are 400 milligrams of a radioactive substance. That substance decays at a rate of 3.5% per hour. What percentage of the substance is left after 2 days? Write an equation and solve. So what we're going to do is our initial value, 400 milligrams, and I'm decaying, so losing 3.5%. I have to take 3.5% away from 100%, so I'm left with 96.5%, to whatever our time period is. Well, in this case, I have hours. This happens every hour, and this is 2 days. So I really need to convert every hour into days. Well, if I have 1 hour, how many hours are there in a day? Well, there are 24 hours in a day. So 1 times 24. And then it's 2 days, so I need to multiply by 2, and that's 48. Of course, x needs to be 48 in this case for 2 days. And that is about 72.3 milligrams after 2 days. In this example, Nadia owns a chain of fast food restaurants that operates 200 stores in August of 1999. If the rate of increase is 8% annually, how many stores does the restaurant operate in December of 2002? Okay, so I can write a quick equation. 200 is my initial. I'm growing by 8%, so that's 108%. And annually, x is in years. So remember, there are 12 months in a year. August is the 8th month, and December is the 12th month. So I need to consider going from the 8th month in 1999 to the 12th month of 2002. So from 99 to 2002 was 3 years. From the 8th month to the 12th month was 4 months. X is in terms of years, so I need to convert 3 years and 4 months into years. 3 years is obviously already in years. 4 months is how much of a year? Well, that's the 4 months out of the 12 total months. Simplify that, and this is 1/3 of a year. So x has to be 3 and 1/3. When we plug this into the calculator, we get about 258.49 stores. Of course, you can't run 0.49 of a store, so we're going to say that this is 258 stores in December of 2002, after 3 years and 4 months. Okay, one more. The amount of people who go to a movie declines by 5% each day after opening day. If there were 300 people at the first showing, how many people were there on the third day? That says where there. Apologize for that. On the third day. So, of course, our original equation. Initial people were declining by 5%, so 1 minus 5% is 95%. To the x. A common mistake is to say, okay, here we go, here's x, this is in days, so the third day, I can just throw 3 on there, and there should be about 275 people there. Well, this is a mistake. Why is this a mistake? Let's analyze. If we make a chart when we're talking about the first day, how many people were there on the first day? 300. What about the second day? We lost 5%, so we should have 285 people there. On the third day, we lost another 5%. We should have 270 people there. On the fourth day, we lost another 5%. We have 257 people there. So what was the mistake? Where do we see 257 people? That's here. That's there. Why can't I throw 3 into there? Well, let's see. It's the third day, which means how many times should I have decreased by 5% on the third day? The first day has 300 people. So by the third day, I should only have decreased by 5% twice. This should be 2 here, not 3, because this is the third day and the first day had 300. If I decreased by 5% 3 times, I would be on the fourth day. We lose 5% each time. So in a scenario like this, you have to consider you're 1 behind your x. So you can throw 3 in there for 3 minus 1 is 2. And of course, you have where y is 285 people. On the 5th day, we would have to consider that we're a day behind. This should be 4 here. So this is about 244 people. So just be wary of what this number actually is. We can't just throw in whatever number that we have. We have to be aware that this is, the x is how many times that this needs to happen. Don't just throw in a number without considering whether that is indeed how many times you need that to happen.